Hello everyone, this is Nintenguy, and it's time for a game review. Today's video game review is Kirby's very first adventure, which is Kirby's Dreamland for the original Game Boy. Now, since this is the very first Kirby game in the series, Kirby doesn't have any powers or abilities that he can copy from other enemies, and also Kirby is white instead of pink. But it could mainly be because this game is an original Game Boy game. And the original Game Boy didn't have color, so of course Kirby was going to be white. However, in this review, I'm recording the footage from the Game Boy player on the Nintendo GameCube, which will give this game some color. So anyway, to kick off this review, let's start off with the storyline. The story is about a fat penguin named King DDD that has stolen all the food in Dreamland so that Dreamland will fall into hunger and starvation. Because of that incident, Kirby is not happy, so he decides to storm into King DDD's castle and get all the food back. So yeah, that's the story for the game. Let's talk about the gameplay. The game itself is a 2D side-scrolling platformer. You can defeat enemies by sucking them up with the B button and swallowing them whole by pressing down on the D-pad. You can also spit out an enemy like a projectile at another enemy to defeat them, or you can fall from a high height and then land on an enemy to squash them. Some enemies are so weak that even blowing carbon dioxide into their face can cause them to explode. It's probably because Kirby doesn't have good dental hygiene. If you're familiar with the newer Kirby games, there are some features that were not present in this game. Like I said before, Kirby can't copy powers from other enemies in this game. He can't slide kick and he can't run, only walking, but he can fly up in the air forever. But there are a few power-ups in the game that Kirby can obtain throughout his journey. The first one is the microphone. When Kirby uses it, he can cause a loud noise that will kill all the enemies on screen. The next one is the bomb. Yeah. Anyway, this deadly weapon of destruction will allow Kirby to spit out an explosion, killing everything in its path. Another power-up is the spicy dinner that allows Kirby to breathe out fire. Good lord, what kind of ingredients were put in this meal? The last one is the lemon, or whatever it is, that lets Kirby inhale massive puffs of deadly carbon dioxide while flying. This power-up is mainly used for getting through blocks or fighting certain bosses in the game. There's 4 levels in the game, and each level should take about 2 or 3 minutes to beat. I'm not kidding. Sure, there are mini bosses and actual bosses in each level, but it feels like the game is just too short. However, that could be because of the Game Boy's limitations, and this game was released in 1992, a few years after the launch of the Game Boy. So, I don't know if I should be complaining here. When you beat the game, you get to play a second quest. All you have to do is hold up and select an A at the title screen. In the second quest, you have to play the same levels over again, except there are way more enemies than before. Enemies are a lot smarter and a bit more aggressive. Some enemies from the first quest have a different appearance, there's new enemies, and even the bosses and mini-bosses are more aggressive than last time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is nothing like the second quest in the original Super Mario Bros. This second quest tries to do whatever it can to kill you. In other words, it's pretty darn challenging. In conclusion, Kirby's Dreamland is a fun little adventure for on the go, but in terms of levels, it's very short, but that's why the second quest is here. If the first quest didn't occupy you enough, chances are the second quest will. Not only is the game appealing to gamers in general, but I believe that the game can please the audience that have never played a video game before. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an achievement that a lot of video games try to get, but Kirby's Dreamland just nails it with its simplistic 2D platforming. So anyway, that's the end of my Kirby's Dreamland review. This is Nintenguy saying take care, see you in future reviews, and here's the rating.